Hello, Holy One. Hello, hello, hello. I gotta get my other glasses, the ones that help me see better when I'm on Zoom. My glasses, I never noticed it when I first bought them. They're called Seraphim. Isn't that interesting? The frames themselves. I looked at it the other day and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Seraphim, like the angels or whatever. Okay. Welcome, holy ones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. AQE expansions class. AQE expansions class. So we could have some visitors today. Isn't that lovely? We could have some visitors today. So we made this available to everyone on Patreon and everyone in the Acasma Connections chat and everyone in the Pods of Light. So people had the opportunity to get in here. Now, we did wait till an hour or so before because it just came to me to do so, but it still happened. And so we could have some visitors. We welcome you. We welcome you. Thank you for being here. Open hearts, open minds, beautiful, pure intent here with our beautiful Acasma Connections and Acasma Quantum Energy class spaces. So, all right, this is technically, let's get technical for a minute, all right? This is an expansion class of AQE foundations. So I wrote a book. You already know, if you're here, you probably already know, you maybe already have it. I wrote this book. This book is all about AQE foundations. It's what we use when we teach the course. We have a PDF that goes with the course as well. So many of the people here today are graduates of this course. Some of the people here today are grandmasters. They've taken courses on top of this course, beyond this, and they teach this now. Kirsten Hope is one of them. Beautiful Quantum Kate, she's here as well. She's one of them. Holly, our beautiful Holly, she's one of them. So these individuals have gone like as far as you can go in Acasma teachings and course spaces. My next AQE Foundations course will be in 2026 because I only run it once a year. But Kirsten, who is here right now, is running this course that I'm going to give you an expansion class on and a little glimpse inside of. Kirsten's running it live right now. So she worked with me for years. I taught her, I attuned her, I activated her, and she is like incredible at teaching this space. So there may be some of her students here as well today. And so we're very grateful that Kirsten is available to take this to the world because we need teachers, we need facilitators, and we need teachers. So if this calls to you, if this resonates with you, and you're ready to possibly step into a facilitator standpoint and or possibly one day a teacher and create facilitators, check it out, check it out. Ask me any questions you have, email me. Email Kirsten, go to kirstenhope.com if you want to get into that live course that starts in, I think it starts in just about 10 days or so. But the 25th of September, she's starting, I believe. So, all right. And I believe we even have a link in the chat, nice and easy for you here if you want to get to the direct information with Kirsten. So what we're going to talk about today is our topics that we've actually covered in AQE Foundations. So these aren't going to be like brand new to the students and the graduates of the course, but that's exactly why we talk about them in this space. And then we call this space expansion. We go back in and we go further, we go deeper, we allow more space with the understandings, the teachings, the consciousness itself. Does this make sense to you? Okay, good. Everybody's with me. So I put a couple bullet points in the promo so we could keep ourselves on track here for specific spaces that we want to touch on today. But we never box ourselves up. So if anything else is covered in, we're going to allow. That's what we do here. That's one of our main slogans, mantras, affirmations in Acasma Quantum Energy, in the Acasma family of light, in Acasma consciousness, that we have a one-word power word called allow. Allow. And it helps if you say it like that. Allow. Tone matters, does it not? Have you noticed that? When you say a word with a certain tone and a certain cadence, a certain connection of vibration, it really does assist that word in going in that direction. So the word allow is very powerful and available to everyone, whether you're a graduate, a student, or just visiting today and passing through. Allow will do us all very well. And allow means to be available to the understanding and the opportunity that everything is unfolding in a manner that is taking you right where you need to go. That everything is moving in a direction, even when it, and more so when it doesn't feel that way, it doesn't look that way. That's when allow can be even more powerful. Allow the space without getting caught up in it. Allow the space without giving it too much of your focus, too much of your energy, too much of your time, maybe. Allow yourself room to breathe. Allow yourself room to experience without attachment. Does this make sense to everybody that this is what allow is meaning? This is what we're bringing forth in this space, what we're doing with the word allow. So we're not attaching ourselves to any outcome. We're not attaching ourselves to any emotions. We're not attaching ourselves to any judgments. We're just saying, I'm going to allow, I'm going to observe. I'm going to give this space. I'm going to give me space. Okay. All right. In the door. That wasn't in the list, but there you go. Allow. Anybody, if you don't take anything else home with you today, you take that, you're going to be doing grand. Let's talk about light language. So many people have a lot of questions about light language. So when I'm teaching here today, we're coming from the understanding of the belief structure that we hold with Acasma quantum energy, Acasma consciousness, and light language. There are many other teachings available, and they're going to come from different standpoints and different belief structures and understandings. I'm teaching you the understanding of light language in connection with Acasma quantum energy. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on here because I actually made a 40-minute video on light language alone, and it's going to air on YouTube on my channel tonight. So that's going to be available for free to everybody as well. But I want to bring it into this class a little bit here that would help us as we're moving into these other spaces we're going to talk about today. Light language in our world right now is incredibly valuable, incredibly valuable. Light language is, if you're speaking your language is of light, you are allowing the movement of energy in direct connection with the understanding of allow. You are enabling and responsibly choosing, if you will, to assist the space, assist the energies, assist the flow of consciousness through your languages of light. Now, if you're not speaking your languages of light yet, you're still running the vibration. This is another big takeaway. This would be bullet point number 2 under allow. If you're not speaking your languages of light, whether you want to or not, you're still running that vibration that the light language has in it in your field. It's just not coming out your mouth. It's still you. Think about that one for one moment, okay? The vibration inside of your languages of light, whether you're speaking them yet or not, is still flowing through your field because it's part of you. It's just not being released yet, in a sense, through your words or your hands or however you end up sharing your languages of light, if and when you ever do. It's still a part of you. It's not that it hasn't shown up yet. It's just that you're still putting yourself into an alignment of trust and allowance and availability in where it will birth itself in whatever way is most optimal for you. Does this make sense? Okay. But really land that like, ha ha ha, okay, here's a silly. I'm silly sometimes. Are you okay with silly? I'm silly sometimes, guys. So here's a visual. I want you to take this visual with you, okay? For whether you already have your light language and you're ready to expand further into your light language, or whether you have never spoken light language before and today's the first time you're ever hearing the word light language, the words. All right, so it doesn't matter where you're coming in at. Everybody can hold this visual for themselves, okay? Do you know what a hot air balloon looks like? Everybody here knows what a hot air balloon looks like. Little basket hooked to some ropes to a big canvas, and then the fire thing, and the air and the hot and the woo. Okay, everybody got a hot air balloon in their visual? Okay, so you decorate your hot air balloon. You can have it be purple or red or sunshine or whatever you want on it, but it's going to represent your light language or the connection of you and this space of you, because it's just a space of you. It's a conveyance mechanism. It's a means in which source flows through you in that form.
Yes.
So you see, I did not plan this. You see your hot air balloon, yes? And it floated up above you. Stand out in your yard or at a park or your favorite site on earth. Float the hot air balloon up above you about 20 feet, whatever, and have a big fat rope hanging all the way on the ground and kind of excess rope. And you're holding onto the rope. And that hot air balloon representing your glorious languages of light is just kind of giving you a little tug, you know, kind of lifting you a little teeny bit. But you're remembering more and more of who you are, and you're trusting yourself more and more. You're allowing yourself more and more, and you're feeling, you're sensing that rope in your hands becoming more comfortable and in a sense, yes, you're feeling your strength becoming stronger than the pull of it being further away from you or not yet with you. And you're just kind of guiding the rope gently down, one hand on top of the other. And the hot air balloon is getting closer and closer to you. Now, if you're already speaking your languages of light, when the balloon gets to you in the visual, you're just going deeper. You're expanding further. You're allowing more. If you've never spoken your languages of light in the visual as the balloon gets to you, you're allowing yourself to step into this space of you and take flight. Just allow the alignment. Whether that feels like that hot air balloon kind of, yes, hangs out for a little while, doesn't really take flight off yet, you're okay with that because you're going to allow.
Yes.
Or whether it seems to shoot up pretty quickly and it's a big and intense space, you're going to allow. And it's going to be whatever's optimal for you. Can you trust that? Can you be available to that? Can you allow that? All right, so the hot air balloon thing, that was not on the paperwork, but light language moves energy. Whether it's written, whether it's painted. A lot of you came to summer camp and we did neurographic art, and I saw a lot of stuff coming through the chat space, and I was thinking there's some light language in these paintings, whether these people realized they were putting it in here or not. It's beautiful. And then Giorgio shared the other day in the Acasma Connections chat, incredible light language, symbolic spaces of energetic conveyance of universe, of source. Irene interpreted her understanding of the languages Giorgio shared. All of this is coming in. Cindy, she did a share the other day, and there was at the end of her English human language, she brought in her light language, and she just let it come through. Many of you have been doing this. Many of you have been allowing this. But light language, no matter what format it's coming through in or how it's coming through, one word, one phrase, one sound, one tone, painted, hands, it's moving energy. Who's it moving energy for first? Come on, alumni. Yes, I love it. All right. Yay, yay. I see all the thumbs and hands. So yes, first and foremost, It moves it for us. If it's coming from us, it's for us first. It has to be, because in order for it to come out of us, it has to have a connection point that we are completely like available to it. Does this make sense? And then we can emanate it out, and it will affect the space around us in an optimal manner. And it will affect the people, the plants, the animals, everything that is of consciousness is given the blessing, if you will, of the flow of that light language. For me, and how we teach in Acasma quantum energy, light language is the way in which source is communicating with itself. And we can put it into, this is Palladian light language, this is Arcturian light language, this is the Holy Spirit speaking in tongues is coming through Gregory or whatever. We can name it and have these interpretation points, and they're not bad. They can be very helpful in many ways. But what we also always bring forth in availability in Acasma teachings is those identification points are available, and there is more. Somebody said it. Yay, good, good, good. There's always more. So it's okay that we identify, it's okay that we allow that connection point of reference, but we also hold the alignment of more. So when Giorgio shared what he shared he drew these incredible energetic symbols, light, I believe it's a form of light language. That's source communicating to Giorgio's for him first, and then he absorbs and he allows and he trusts. And then if he chooses, there's no obligation here. Does that make sense to you? So nobody get in their head about, I better do this, or I'm not right, or I'm not good enough, or I'm going to get in trouble, or whatever. If you choose to then share it, then it's available to anyone that resonates with it to read it their way. That's a big one. That's what we teach here in Acasma. There will be innumerable interpretations available. Why? Because source speaks to everyone, and everyone is different. Does this make sense to you? Source speaks to everyone. Universe speaks to all. God is within the many. And so what Trudy would pick up on to benefit her being after connecting with Giorgio's light language or Cindy's light language or whoever shares whatever they share, what Trudy picks up on is what source is speaking to her through that conveyance, but Janet C. might hear something totally different. Does this make sense to you? So let yourself hear what you hear. And if somebody offers what they hear, that is a blessing. That is lovely. Receive with gratitude, grace, respect. But always know in your being, listen with your heart. What do you hear?
Yes.
There are collective messages,
Yes.
and then there are very sacred, very specific, unique messages we're creating and receiving.
Yes.
Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
You can also speak other people's languages. I do this. Not everybody has to do it. Can everybody? Yes. You are limitless. I do not care who you are or what your background is. There you go. Do you understand me? Ha ha ha. I don't mean to yell. And then somebody says she thinks she's yelling. Okay, so anyways, just follow me here. You're limitless. So whatever you want to engage in this lifetime, you have the opportunity to engage. You have the opportunity to trust it, and you have the opportunity to allow its unfolding. You decide what that is. You decide how fast that is. And you cannot mess it up. You cannot mess it up. You are right where you need to be, and you'll be where you need to be in the next breath when you get there. Do you understand me? Now, if you feel to speak other people's languages, why would you do so? It is very unique. I would not say it's common at this point, but I do it. And the only reason I do it is because I'm a teacher who is also assisting the activation of this in others. So when I do it, it is coming from a standpoint of it being available to be heard by the student, felt by the student, registered by the student, and then the student has the opportunity maybe to engage it. Does this make sense? So it's like when I speak to my granddaughter, she's learning to speak. She is like, I don't know, 15 months old, 16 months old. So she says, Mama, Baba, Papa, Nana, Wawa. You get me? Okay, you with me? Okay. So we are working with her. We speak to her language. Think about that, for what I'm trying to convey here. We speak her language to her, and then she learns how to trust it and trust herself and utilize her ability to speak it herself. So when I have in-person spaces, and sometimes I do it on Zooms, but I like it better in person. I will hold somebody's hands in my groups and I will just speak whatever's coming through. And sometimes it's sounds and phrases and languages I don't speak all the time. You guys kind of are used to my language. It's very Native American sounding, it's very earthy. I have some variation points, but sometimes when I'm doing other people's languages, they're just really different. They're not my norm. Does that make sense? So why would I do that? Why would anybody do that? It's to just be available to the student, to the individual, to have the connection with the energy, with the language, if they want to engage it. Now, I say this across the board in everything I teach. You need to trust you more than anyone. You need to trust you more than you trust me. You can trust me, yes, I would hope you would, but you need to trust you more. And anyone that ever comes along that says, this is your language, or this is what your language means, you need to ask you if that resonates. Does this make sense? Okay. And it's really important because there's a lot of really beautiful people offering a lot of really beautiful information. But I believe, yes, that there is an availability right now more than ever before in human history for humans to step into a self-trust, a self-love, a self-worth space where they're in less separation. They're understanding themselves as one with the divine more and more. And then as they're doing that, which is what Acasma quantum energy and the foundational teachings are all about, as the individual, as we are remembering we are one with source more and more, we are growing our faith in ourselves and in that connection to where we are needing something outside of us to guide us, give us information, tell us what's what more and more. Does this make sense? It is the ultimate teach a man to fish. Have you heard that one? If you give a man a fish, you know, he could be hungry tomorrow, but if you teach a man to fish or a woman to fish, they'll never be hungry again.
Yes.
So, may not be a good business model, but I'm all right with that. That's a joke too. I hope you get it. All right, so light language moves energy. Light language has limitless interpretations. Light language can immediately protect, it can immediately guard and guide if needed. And you get, if you aren't speaking your languages yet, but you're open to them, you get into a rhythm with yourself and your languages or language, and you start to register it more and more as to kind of what it's doing, even though it's very layered and it's very expansive what it's doing, you start to register more and more. And sometimes you can feel as if there is more available in just like you're kind of bringing in peace or you're bringing in balance or you're calming the space. And then sometimes it will fly out or, you know, it's not uncontrollable, at least not for me. I've had bursts, absolutely. I've had bursts over the years. but I'm here. It's not something taking over and using my body to communicate. It's me. Does this make sense? And I'm speaking in direct alignment with the higher mind and higher heart that are mine.
Yes.
Are there other things happening that are outside of those teachings? Yeah, that's true. Those exist. Those are realities. The channel spaces where people, are completely like out of the picture while the channel comes through and the information is given. But that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is moving into a state of self-sovereignty where you are present at a new level and in full connection with your sovereignty, your wholeness, your divine I am, and the higher mind, higher heart are communicating. You are communicating as this space of you. Does this make sense to you? Whether you're writing it or speaking it or interpreting for someone else, it doesn't matter. So like the message that Irene interpreted for Georgios and for all of us, really, she put it into the chat for everyone. It's incredibly beautiful and deep and rich and moving. And she mentioned Tara and Tia. She spoke light language and she spoke English and she spoke light language, which is a very beautiful way to convey because it gives the mind and the heart the ability to connect with what's being shared, where sometimes it's just the heart getting it because the mind's not picking up on what the translation is. But she shared both English and light language. Now, she spoke of Tara and Tia. Many of you have a connection with Tara and Tia. I have promised to do a class on Tara and Tia, and I'm not going to give up on it, so don't you either. But I'm moving as fast as I can, okay? Many of us that are in this collective, in this group of Acasma Consciousness, we were on a planet called Tara and Tia.
Yes.
And it's a different dimension. It's not Earth's galaxies. Okay? I know that's not like a whole bunch of information, but is it interestingly enough? I can leave that with you for now. Okay, thank you. And you can meditate on it, connect in on it, however you feel to. But Tara and Tians. So you may be a Tara and Tian if it feels aligned to you. So when Irene was sharing that was a direct conveyance of what her being was picking up on in connection with, this is my teaching and Acasma teachings, it does not have to be everybody's, the higher mind and higher heart's availability for us with the language. So Cindy, who spoke her light language as well in another audio in the same chat, she could go look at that art and breathe into it, and she might bring forth an additional space of information that's available in what Georgios wrote. Are you following me? Okay. Do you also have the opportunity here with me? Do you see that we have the opportunity here to understand this is what it looks like when you have unity consciousness rising? Because you're bringing in all the facets of
Yes.
this unified field that we are. And the vastness is being given space to rise. Does this make sense to you? That this is that vast. We are that vast. This is that big. Okay. All right. Light language.
Yes.
If you want to assist yourself with light language, this is the last I'm saying on this, then we're moving on. I talk about it a lot in that video. It's going to come out tonight on my YouTube channel. There's a phrase we use in the Acasma teachings. It's in the Acasma Bio Quantum Vibrational Healing course. It's in the Goddess course. It's in, I believe it's in AQE. We talk about it. We teach it everywhere, I think. But it is a phrase you can work with. So whether you're already speaking light language or whether you want to expand the space because you aren't there yet and you want to step into light language, this phrase helps across the board, okay? It is it's a phrase we use in Acasma consciousness, and it is light language, but you can say it yourself. You say, oh yeah, but what if it's not my light language? This is like language source sent for assisting remembrance of light language, period. Doesn't matter what language is yours. Does that make sense to you? It just helps, period. It's like a prime or a,
Yes.
like turning on a valve so that the flow can flow. All right, so I will share it here with you. It's tay, 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 T-A-Y, tay, tay, tay. Say it. Go ahead, try it. Get out there, guys. You can do it. Tay, tay, tay. Na, na, na.
Yes.
N-A-H is na, na. O no kea. O no kea.
Yes.
Tay, tay, tay.
Yes.
Na, na, na. O no kea. O no kea. Tay, tay, tay. Na, na, na. O no kea. O no kea. So you can work with that phrase, okay? And it's extremely powerful and helpful. And if you never have your light language come on and you know, speaking it, and maybe you feel like you rather draw or paint or dance or whatever your way of conveyance is, all of them are as valuable. There's no, speaking isn't more than dancing. Dancing isn't more than painting. They're all ways in which source is communicating with itself. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
And when they're in specific alignments of like star lineages or galactics or earth ancestors or whatever it is, those are just available connection points to assist, but we are always more. We are that and more. All right, let's jump into the next space, please. Trusting yourself and how to trust, how trusting allows and provides flow. So it's another big phrase in Acasma quantum energy that we teach is trust yourself. Allow. You are safe. Trust yourself. Like these are our go-tos. Well, when you allow the trust level to yourself, you are allowing the trust level to source. When you are allowing the trust level to yourself, you are allowing the trust level to your team of light.
Yes.
When you allow the trust level to you, you are allowing the trust level to your spiritual connections. Jesus, God, whatever it is for you. Okay? So many people will say, I want to hear God. I want to hear my team. I want to hear my angels. I want to hear my guards, my guardians, my guides. I want to feel their presence. I want to see them. I want the... Trust yourself. Trust yourself.
Yes.
Because they are directly interconnected with you. Always, 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 always. And when you trust you, you're opening up the flow that connection's running in.
Yes.
When you trust yourself and you say, well, I don't know. How do you trust yourself? Like, I trust myself enough, I guess. Step into a space of yourself that you long to step into, that your heart is happy to step into, that you feel aligned to step into, but for whatever reason, you have hesitated to step into. And that will be a wonderful way to confirm to yourself that you trust yourself. So for Janet C, I'm going to jump out on a limb here, if that's a way to say it. I'm going to use Janet C because she loves me and she'll let me do this. So Janet C wrote some music for us. In fact, I believe she has a song for Tay Tay Tay, Na Na Na, Oh No Kea, Oh No Kea. It's on my YouTube. And it's Janet C who's here live in class with her ukulele singing away. Now, before Janet did that, and she made many for us. They're beautiful. They're incredible. Work with them this weekend. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. Oh, I didn't even see it coming. Thank you. Okay, work with those videos. Work with that music Janet C created for us, and it'll help in this experience. But Janet C sent herself the biggest I love you note that was signed, and I trust myself, when she picked up that ukulele and made those songs for us. That was an I trust myself moment. Are you with me? Her heart was leading her there. Her head had these great ideas. She was hearing the song in her head. She was taking the language she picked up in class. She had the music talent with the ukulele. She was deciding whether to put all that together or not and follow her heart and create that music. And she did. That was a trust yourself move.
Yes.
And when she did that, because I know her, she speaks to me a bit here and there and tells me some stuff, I know that she experienced her flow open. And she experienced things in life open and change and shift and move because she gave them the notification that they had the space to do it. She said, I'm available when she trusts herself.
Yes. Yes.
She aligned a different alignment of life when she trusted herself. And she blessed all of us as well with really beautiful music, Acasma consciousness in song, Acasma soul songs. So that's an example of following your heart and trusting yourself. And it also can be as simple as when you're in the shower, sing one of her songs. We joke, I say, take a shower with Janet C. We made a joke. And I say, put the phone on or the music on in the bathroom, and then get in the shower and just sing. I don't care if you call yourself tone deaf or you don't feel you have good vocals. Sing with your heart, not with your head. Does that make sense to you? Yes, tay, 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 na, 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 in the shower, in the car. That's a trust yourself moment. It's a moment of your heart is drawn there. I'm sure if you're here in this class, your heart is drawn to this. But it may seem a little weird. It may seem a little, what if somebody hears me? Right? So that's a trust yourself moment. So, all right, when you trust yourself, you are opening up space for higher spaces of you, higher understandings inside your own consciousness, connection points with the divine that you are. You're giving confirmation of space is available. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes.
Does this make sense to you? Acasma quantum energy is all about trusting yourself. Believe me, I get it because people will tell me some of the concepts I teach. They say, oh, I got to read it 4 times before I get an inkling of what the heck you're talking about, lady. Or I got to watch this video 4 times over. And then finally I'm like, oh, I think I know where she's going with this. So believe me, you've already sent yourself a fantastic trust yourself love note. It just being here. It just being here right now, you are saying, I trust myself. I trust my guardians. I trust my guides. I trust the I am. I trust my connection to the more.
Yes.
And I allow. I allow. And you've made space for that more to show up, for that more to flow, because it's already here. It's just the focus point of us, the focus point of each individual here is opening up. And what we used to focus on, we're now expanding that viewpoint. We're expanding our interpretation of ourselves and the world around us. So we're registering the more. All right, let's see. I want to talk about a couple other things with you. Facilitating AQE for others. We had a couple people write in about this in the chat over the last week or so I want to bring it in here. When you take AQE Foundations, if you have already taken it, but if you are new and you decide to take this course, it's first and foremost self-expansion. That's what we teach in Acasma across the board. It has to be for the individual first. Can't pour from an empty cup. Put yourself on the list, then you can put somebody else on there and you'll be able to be all that you want to be for yourself and others because you allowed it for you first. But when you facilitate a session for others, a lot of times in the very beginning, it's an energy session. So we can do them in person. We can do them on Zoom, on FaceTime, Instagram video, Skype. And a very powerful and common way to facilitate an AQE session for someone else is what we call a C to C, like the letter C, because we're abbreviating the term consciousness to consciousness. So C to C, consciousness. If I'm facilitating for Shamar, say. Shamar's here in class today. So say I'm facilitating for Shamar. Shamar lives in another place. I believe he's in the US, and I live in another state in the US. We're miles and miles apart, and we don't get on Zoom, say, we don't get on Skype or whatever, but we connect in through the field,
Yes.
the quantum field. So I connect in my consciousness to the field. I register, read the field. This is what you learn in AQE Foundations. And then I find and connect in with Shamar. So now we're consciousness to consciousness. Shamar could be at work. Shamar could be at a movie. Shamar could be eating dinner. He doesn't have to be in the session at the exact time I'm in the session because I'm in the field. It's quantum energy.
Yes.
He can connect in when he can, and he can allow himself to register and intend and be in the space and read it from his perspective and his interpretation and receive everything that I do, facilitate in the session itself. An AQE session always has a set amount of things that happen across the board, always. Doesn't matter if the person's a first-time client or they're coming back for visit number 50. They're still going to get the same foundational session spaces every single time. They just expand out further as the client expands as well. And then there's always these spaces that are very unique to the client themselves. And so the individual who's facilitating can make note. And every facilitator does it a little differently, but you're giving guidance and teachings on ways in which is most useful to help you when you're taking notes and facilitating a session. But when we're facilitating these sessions as AQE facilitators for clients, a lot of times in the very beginning, the facilitator can be a little nervous. They can be a little bit like, can I really do this? I mean, I know, AL, I know she could do this, and I know Kirsten's been doing this for years or whatever, but can I do? I mean, like, I get it, right? I get it. And I've had the people ask me. And I have had more students, not even my own, come in to our community, find me on YouTube, comment on a video, write me an email, however they get to me, however they convey to me. I have had more students of AQE Foundations that were not my students come and say, I learned from so-and-so, and my life has changed incredibly, and I'm facilitating sessions now, and the feedback is mind-blowing. I've had more of those situations than I've had the people that are worried or that are hesitant, but I still understand both exist. So I'm trying to come in from a teaching standpoint to meet everybody. So if you're in the space of processing, facilitating, or even considering facilitating energy sessions for others, and you're apprehensive or hesitant or judging on the self in some way, first off, that's normal. That's absolutely normal. There's nothing wrong. You shouldn't be doing anything different, but you can do a couple of things that might help the hesitation, that might help the fear level. Does this make sense to you? That is totally normal. When I first started doing this work 6-7 years ago, I started where I understood it was Acasma. I was doing energy work for a long time, but this is when I understood it was Acasma quantum energy. And in the very beginning, I remember my mind saying, really? You're going to tell this person this? Like, did that really happen? Is it real? Or are you just making this up? And I was like, listen with my heart, breathe into my heart. I'm not going to get in my head about this.
Yes.
The guides that were coming into the client session said, humans get in their heads too much. We got to go in our hearts more. Listen, Andrea, listen with your heart. Trust yourself. Allow. Write the notes out to the client. My head saying, really? My heart, yes, right. Write the notes, write the notes, write the notes. I share the notes with the client time and time and time and time again. Blown away. Oh my God, how did you know that? That's my mom's name. My mom died. How did you know my mom? Oh my gosh, I felt my body vibrating as you were doing the session. I never felt so much peace after a session. Somebody say, oh, I fell asleep. Did I mess up? No, you didn't. You got out of your own way. 4 days later, another email. I just realized that I'm not biting my nails anymore, or I'm not feeling so overwhelmed anymore. Like people not even registering that they had changed and shifted and moved energy because they didn't know what that felt like or looked like. They had never done it before. And we're just walking ourselves into an entirely new playing field where energy healing is real. Energy healing assists more than we know. And we're just beginning to wrap our heads around it. But in the beginning, when you're facilitating AQE and you have those normal feelings of hesitation, of worry, of doubt, trust yourself. Allow space for the flow of that trust to open up the connection points of you, the client, their team, their spiritual connections, your team, your spiritual connections. We work with higher dimensional beings of light when we do this work. I mean, we work with them. They're there. They're real. Many of you have seen them in your session spaces and you've been blown away by it. I've been blown away by it. Many of you felt them. Sometimes they will touch the body or work with us in some way. So trusting that space is giving it room to actually be. Trusting and leaning in and allowing gives it the opportunity to show up. And then here's some like really basic bullet pointy things that'll help you if you're facilitating energy work, period, but absolutely Acasma quantum energy. Put music on. Some people don't like this as they go further in and they get really good at what they're doing and very comfortable with what they're doing. They don't want the music because they feel it's distracting. But for me in the beginning, oh my God, it was so helpful. I would put on the audio I sent the client and I would look at the clock and I would say, okay, and I know they can connect in at any time. I teach it. But in the beginning, it helped me to say, it is exactly 2. They are connecting at 2. I would hit that button. I would lay down. I would have my notepad. I'd close my eyes. I'd take my breaths and I would envision them doing what I was doing, laying down, receiving the connection, going into the field intentionally, making the alignment. And that was very helpful to me to utilize music, to utilize a meditative state. Okay. So breath is the other bullet point. It's very important. We talk about it all through AQE. There's step-by-step how to do a session in AQE, lots of steps, but it's just to cover all the bases. You cannot mess this up. You cannot mess this up. Somebody who's here that's already done this and knows this and has walked through the fear factor, can I see some raise the roof or some kind of high five, thumbs up? Show these people. Okay, good. We got them here. So you cannot mess this up. And when you go into the connection point, if you need to use the music, and I still do, many times I still do, it's very relaxing. It's very helpful to me. But put the music on that you like if that works for you. I like to use whatever I gave my client, and I make specific music to share with my clients so that it's the audio with the allow, trust yourself, like what I'm telling you, and my light language. Some people, they come into facilitating and they don't have the ability to make some audio and send it to people. And they say, can I use yours? Yes, you can. Kirsten has some she lets us use. Holly has one she's made. We can use Holly's. You can use any Acasma music you want, but it is really helpful to use an Acasma audio because it goes with the coherent energy alignment you're facilitating. Does this make sense? So you listen to it yourself, that will help you kind of zone in. And you go into that meditative state. You put your hands facing one another if you can, and you say a Cosma flow, and you take a deep breath. And the breath point is so important. When you breathe,
Yes.
breathe in your own rhythm and your own rate. Don't get in your head about, well, I took this breath work course 3 years ago, and the breath work man said that I got to do 3 fast and 2 slow and hold for 5. Just breathe. That's a joke, but just breathe. Do you get it? And if the other, specifics works for you, do it. Great. But at the end of the day, just breathe. Allow the space, imagine the space, envision the space, think space, and breathe. And as you exhale, let your body drop. So your client should be doing the same thing in their space on their end of it. Whenever they get to that availability, and you doing it is like so helpful to assisting you getting into that coherent flow. So you're breathing, you're relaxing your body, and you're letting go of anything else that's going on right now. So much so that whatever that session space is becoming or is in that very breath is all there is. There can be noises going on outside. The guy next door could be mowing his lawn. They could be building a house behind you. The dog upstairs could be barking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like anything else can be happening around you and everything. But for you in that moment, there's nothing else but that breath and that connection and that alignment. Does this make sense to you? And in the beginning, it can feel like, yes, when you meditate and the mind is going 90 miles an hour, we got to go to the store. We didn't get bread. What happens on Tuesday when we can't make PBJs or, whatever your mind is doing, right? That's not going to mess up your session. Your session is being facilitated by your alignment of the higher mind, higher heart, and divine flow. You're a bridge of that. If your mind is still processing some everyday human spaces as it is also being the bridge, it works. It all works. You can do this. You can do this. Are you with me? Does it make sense to you? Let the breath help though. Like work with the breath and let the body drop
Yes.
as you're going in to hold the space. And I did actually speak with somebody, one of you, just this morning, and you have been consistent with not giving up. And you have not, this particular student had not seen and felt as much as they were hearing others share, right? And so they weren't in their head about it. They were like, I don't care. I do not care. I am still showing up. I am still going to be this space. And then they had a breakthrough. And they had a really glorious connection point with a deeper level of their divine flow. And they felt some of what they had heard others speak of feeling. And they registered and aligned with that space. And it was really, really beautiful. And I think maybe even more beautiful because it didn't happen as fast as they had planned. Do you know what I mean? Because they kind of savored it more when it did show up because it wasn't as easy maybe, but when it came in it was like, oh wow. Oh, this is sacred. This is sacred.
Yes.
So that trust yourself and that allow opens the door for those moments to have the opportunity to say, you know what, there's space to land. I think I'm going to show up. I think I'm going to come in today. I think they're ready to hold me now. And then the availability can be received. All right, so I have 5 minutes if I'm going to hit the hour. So we're going to speed teach ancestral healing. How about that? Would you like to come on this journey with me really, really fast? Okay, so yeah, for fun, right? Like we'll cover this in greater detail in maybe next month if I make a note in my calendar so I don't forget, because this class meets once a month for the remainder of the year, and then we go back into our live space in January. In the teachings of Acasma Quantum Energy, we teach self first. It's inevitable. You have to do it for you. And then because it's truly being given the implementation point within your own being and within your everyday life, because it's a way of life. Acasma is a way of life. It's the I am in the now. You as your divinity in your human. Yes. So because it is self first, then once it lands and anchors and it continually expands. You continually shift and clear and learn and grow, because that's what consciousness does. Acasma Quantum Energy assists that process. It makes that process easier in a sense, more beautiful. Yes. And with Acasma Quantum Energy, as that sacredness of you lands, inevitably it flows out to your ancestors. And that is all ancestors, but yes, earth first, because it's like a ripple. Have you ever seen somebody throw a stone in the water? Yes, you have. Shake your head. And the stone hits the water, and what does it do? Boom, 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 boom. So when the I am in you lands, your I am, this is not something foreign from you or above you or beyond you. This is you. Your divine, sacred, holy flow. When that lands in the now, then it begins to ripple out. So it's going to go to, like, if you have kids, mother, father, brothers, sisters. You see what I'm saying? It's closest to you first, and then out from there, ancestors included. And because you're multidimensional and you're a quantum being, star lineages, galactic, cosmic, it's limitless. Again, can you see how Acasma assists ascension and how it assists the rise of unity consciousness? Can you see it? Somebody high five me. Thank you. All right. So when you do this work for yourself, inevitably it's then flowing outward to the ancestral lineage lines. Again, we had feedback just come in, I don't know, multiple spaces where multiple students said, and they weren't even my direct students. I'm pretty sure they were Kirsten's and or another teacher that we have, Meredith in Greece, I think. I've had several students say they could see shifts in their family members. They didn't go asking to see the shifts. They didn't go trying to teach the shift to happen. They just did them in their knowing of what they were being given by Acasma Quantum Energy teachings. They implemented it in their daily life, and they see the ripples happening in their families. They see the shift points. And I think it might have been Veronica. She might have shared recently. This happened with her as well. But these are really beautiful, big confirmations we're sending ourselves of unity consciousness. You start healing, clearing, loving one space of consciousness. Look at all these beautiful students here today, and think of all those that have watched the video. These individual spaces start healing themselves, start clearing themselves, start shifting themselves, start expanding and being available to their more, and inevitably it ripples out. And that availability of healing and clearing and expanding and more is flowing at a greater and greater availability for all consciousness. It's all interconnected. So there's no way of keeping it even. Some people will say, are you saying that we came in here because we're supposed to heal the ancestors? Or certain people feel like they're supposed to heal ancestors? It's inevitable that ancestors heal. It's inevitable that all consciousness heals when any space of consciousness heals. There's no separation. It's all connected. Does this make sense to you? There's no forced healing. There's no manipulative healing. We don't do it because we feel obligated to heal the other spaces. That's what Acasma is all about. Self, sacred self first. Just, that's it.
Yes.
But inevitably,
Yes.
the love flows.
Yes.
The healing flows. The expansion flows. So that was a really quick 5-minute cap on ancestral healing, but I think we did rather well with it considering. Do you also agree? All right, so huge topics: light language, trusting yourself, facilitating sessions, some assistance on being that facilitator, maybe for the first time, trusting yourself at that new level, breath, let that body drop, listen to music, get in a meditative state, go into the field. Go there, like really go there. We can travel anywhere we want. And so when we do Acasma quantum energy sessions, we go into the field and we connect in deeper with our own consciousness. We find our beautiful client, we connect with theirs, and then we facilitate what we've been taught to do and more. All right, holy ones, any questions, any comments, any feedback along the way? Please let me know. And I will be putting this video out for everybody. We'll put it everywhere. So if you want to come back and watch it again, there's a lot of information here. Take it deeper, put it on the background while you're doing whatever you're doing, and listen, allow, absorb. I will also do a little title line when we get to the space where I say the light language, te te te. I will go ahead and put that in as well, because that'll be helpful when you're looking and hearing and connecting on all levels. And I will, below this video, have links to Janet's song for the Tay Tay Tay, so you can go take a shower with Janet and sing your heart out, okay? Party on a Friday night, or if you're on another place in the planet, that's okay too. All right, so let's just allow a little blessing to close, please. If you would allow, just allow your breath, please. Just allow your breath, nice and slow, nice and deep. Yes, just allow the breath. Beautiful anchoring. Just allow the space.
Yes.
Beautiful anchoring. You are grounding in
Yes.
these higher dimensional spaces of you.
Yes. Yes.
And this is birthing higher dimensional realities.
Yes.
Thank you for doing so. Holy ones, thank you. Seal this with your love now, please. Just hold the intent. I seal it with my love. I seal it with my light. I am grateful. I am grateful to be this now. Yes. Thank you, holy ones, for being this space. Thank you for being this space. Oh, I'm always so grateful to be this space with each and every one of you. Please reach out if you have any questions. Email me, get into the chat. Just let us know if you have any questions at all. And thank you for the way you are allowing your flow in this now. You are valued beyond measure. Thank you, holy ones. Thank you.